I'm so lost, dude. I've been trying to get Wi-Fi money for like 3 years straight. I've never made a cent. It left me with nothing. If I can become someone that people will remember, then I have become one of those rising stars. If not, I just fade away into nothingness and leave behind a legacy that no one likes. No story, no impact, nothing. This thing like hit me. I was like, dude, everything is your brand. It's genius, bro. It's revolutionary. I just started something new. That like shook something in me, bro. I was like, yo, this is real. I remember waking up like 5 that day because I was like hella hyped, you know. I hit 3K a month in 53 days. Every single one of my clients see results. I can literally spend in less than an hour a day working, and I will continue earning however much I want to earn. It's something revolutionary for sure, but that's not me. You know, I'm here so that like in the future I can just maybe work an hour a day and then go up MMA and then spend time with the wife, and kids, and just have fun, you know, and just do what I want.
The man, the myth, the handsome pointing legend. He is the branding guy on X. He is one of the hardest working creators on X and has insane outcomes to prove it. It has been one hell of a spectacle to watch this guy absolutely dominate the space with his charm and work ethic. He is a trendsetter. He is very handsome indeed, but most importantly, he is always down to give a helping hand when someone is asking for help. This man is one of the smartest and most charismatic and most genuine human beings I've gotten to know on the internet. And even though we may be oceans and continents apart, I'm super hyped to bring him onto the show. Jon Chan, welcome to the podcast.
The glazing is crazy.
Yeah, some Julian type glazing.
But man, dude, I can't even hold that shit. That's funny as hell. Sorry, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, first question. Jon, you have the most crazy results out of anyone that I've had on the podcast. And could you walk me through the journey from day one till today of how you've hit 3K a month and over 1,000 followers? And I dug up the earliest tweet I think I could find, and I think it's really funny because it's super relevant. Here we go. Hook is 1,000 followers. Congrats. I've seen that comment hundreds of times on others' posts. It's definitely a win, but you know what's better? Genuine compliments about your writing and your value. Got my first one yesterday. Thanks for the encouragement, RJ. Wow, what were the moments along this journey that you think were the most critical towards your success?
Damn. Dude, I don't remember that. Okay, I kind of remember that, but gee, that was a while back. Damn.
Yeah, it was like one of your first posts.
I remember my exact like first post. Obviously, like, did you see that one? Did you like dig it up as well?
I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it.
Really? Oh, it was just a bit lower. I believe the hook was I'm at zero. Something like 0 friends, 0 followers, 0 hope in life, something like that. But I think it linked back to some. I set a goal for like 100 followers in 10 days through that post.
Uh-huh.
So let me see if I can find it actually. Oh yeah, I'm at zero posts, 0 friends, 0 followers, but not for long. My goal: 100 followers in 10 days. I'm climbing to the top. Watch me. That one's pretty good. That got me like,
That is pretty good.
yeah, it got 3.1K views right off the bat. That shit was fun.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that one got like right out of the bat, dude. That was insane. Right. So how I started? I started June 3rd. My first post was on like 5:42 a.m. I remember waking up like 5 that day because I was like hella hyped. You know, I was like, oh shit, we're gonna make money, baby. Let's fucking go.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I started before that. I guess now the secret's out, right? Since like I am Ben's like brother, you know, I can say that now. That's so much easier to say. So because I saw him in real life, you know, he was doing pretty well. He was making like 3K a month at that point, I think. I was like, shit, dude,
Mhm.
get me on, you know. Let me make some money too. And I mean, he teaches people for a living in it, so he charged me. Yeah, so I paid for that, and I told him like, dude, you know what? If you can just get me like a single dollar sale, you know, from my first month, and then like $100 client from like the middle of the next month, I was like, dude, that's the goal, you know, just get me started off like that. And we hopped in, you know. I think we didn't really plan it out before. I said, oh, you know, let me set the goal of 100 followers in 10 days. And he was like, oh, yeah, sure, you know, go ahead with that. And I somehow managed to do it. No, okay, to be fair, I did engage like a shit ton, right? I was engaging like crazy that first week, bro. I was doing like there was one day that I did 100 DMs and 300 comments just to grow up, and I hit 100 followers in less than 7 days on X. At the same time,
Wild.
I got paid from one guy. He was like an inbound on my like 6th day. He like came in and like, yo, he teach me how to write. I was like, yeah, shit, bro, $10. And he's like, oh yeah, shit down, So he hopped on real fast. And before me, I mean, now you know it. You know it. You got yours in like 3 days, right? But before me, no one had
Mhm.
ever done it this fast before. So like they always took like 2 to 3 months. So like really no one was prepared for that. And because I did it at such a low follower count as well, everyone was like, yo shit, this guy's a new one, and like because of that, the next day, so on my 7th day, I got two more guys hop on, and that was like 20 and like $40. Yeah, so that was pretty chill. And then
Mm.
I I think I stopped engaging after a week. So that was like 100 followers, right? And I stopped commenting,
Mhm.
stopped DMing. I just replied to my own comments. And then 3 days later, I hit 200 just because I did so many comments and DMs. They just like overflowed into it. Um, and I went on like a vacation, not really a vacation. Yeah, I took a trip overseas, so I didn't really spend as much time. I think I reduced it down to like one post a day, and I kind of tanked following, not tanked following, but like just didn't grow, for like 4 or 5 days. And I came back and I was like, okay, I'm not engaging ever again. Let's like lock in and learn how to grow automatically. So
Yeah.
I locked in, played around with writing a bit. I changed up the brand simply because I used to be grow without trying, but I was trying hard, bro. I was like engaging like crazy last time, and it didn't make sense. So I leveraged about my results, close clients at any follower count. That's what the brand
Mhm.
turned to, and it landed more clients amazingly. And it kind of worked out actually because like the first guy that I worked with, the $10 guy, right? His first post with me, he was at like 30 something followers. His first post with me got like 1.3K views. And then the second guy that I was with, he got his own first payment in like 8 days, also under 100 followers. Um, the third guy I was with went from 30 to 130 followers in a week, I think. So like it was definitely working out, people liked it, people came on. And then right the day like after I got back from my vacation, another guy signed on. This guy was my first three figure, so he was $100 one. That one was lit, bro. That like shook something in
Mhm.
me, bro. I was like, yo, shit, this is real. And then the next day I got another, all like inbound, no outreach. And then I kind of just kept scaling, slowly increasing my prices. I know after that, I was like, okay, we go 150. I told one guy, oh, 150, and he was having payment problems. To another guy, 160, he was having payment problems. So
Mm.
like 3 days later, both of them somehow managed to pay at the same time. And I was like, yo, shit, that's crazy, right? And then I got this
Wow.
inbound. He had 67.8 thousand followers, and he came to me and I was like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Calm the fuck down, bro. And I had a sales call that night. It was at midnight for me because he's like across the world. And while I was waiting for the call at about 11 p.m., another guy slid into my DMs. And I closed him over DMs again. So that was another like I upped the prices again. And I was like, okay, you know what? Now for the sales call guy, I can charge him 200. Um, I ended up charging 400 and he closed it. Uh,
What?
but it was a special
John,
case.
you're like that.
It was a very special case simply because I knew that he had like certain needs, whatever money. But for the rest of the clients, I went for more of like a 300 range, 300 per month. And then I ended off the month at like 1,459, I think. And I was at like 450 followers, something around those lines, which is pretty decent for a first month. I saw that. I was like, yo, well, it's going better than I expected. Huh, that's insane. And it was much easier to do since like I was charging so much lower ticket. It was very easy to land these kinds of clients. And then I decided, okay, I can't keep up like handling like however many clients I've got at this point all at the same time. So the second month I was like, okay, I'm raising prices. I'm gonna go for
Mhm.
like a $600 client because at this point I've gotten good results. Every single one of my clients has seen results. I will do a $600 client, but who has the money to pay 600? I thought for a second. I was like,
Right.
business owners, dude. Why not business owners? That's genius. And because one of my clients was a business owner, the $400 guy was a business owner, and he was the best to work with. He like was mature, and like he could give me feedback as well to improve. So I was like, we'll go with someone like that. So I did 2 posts specifically put out aiming at business owners, and then one slid into my DMs the next day. He was like 3 times my size. He had gone to like people like Sean Canella as well as like Jacob Zagrowski, and he came to me and he was like, "Yeah, I'll go with you." So he went with me. He went with me, and that was like 600. That one kind of shocked me because 600 was like big numbers for me. That was like what I considered as high ticket in that sense. Just because I only look at like bigger people and it's like, oh shit, they're like making this much, right? I should be like aiming for that. So I kicked off a bunch of my clients as well after the first month or so. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna work with you anymore. Like, you do not respond to my text. You don't do this. You don't even listen to me, bro. Why are you paying me? So I kept 4 of them. Yeah, kept 4 of them that I actually wanted to. They all retained. I didn't have to like worry about that. I also signed 2 more clients when I did my giveaway. Um, both of them were pretty high level. One of them had been with Sean Canella for like a couple months. One of them had been with Arnie for a month as
Wow.
well. And then he came to me and he just ditched them. That was crazy, dude. And then one of the guys retaining, we changed his deal a bit. So I started doing a bit of ghostwriting for him as well. Landed my first 4-figure client through that. And then I hit 3K a month in 53 days. And then retained another client after that. So I went above 3K a month. And then
Yes, sir.
waited a bit, and then I hit 1,069, which was quite funny because like Arnie hit it in 69 as well. I was like hoping to land exactly the same, because like my first 100 came in like 7 days, right? So if I hit in 69, that means I kept up 100 every 7 days for like the entire way. So I was like pretty hyped about that, and I somehow managed to close that.
Yeah.
And then now here we are. I landed another client the other day, amusingly. So that's great. Yeah. That's pretty much the story.
Wow. Yeah, when I was looking at your older comments, it's kind of crazy to see how like different of energy you had. Because nowadays, like you just do whatever in the comments. You just yap about whatever. But like whenever you were really small, you're kind of like a fanboy. It's kind of funny.
No, you should see me in like
Reminded me of
other
myself.
people. You should see me in a few. Like there are a few people I still like glaze like crazy, dude. Like Logan Gott.
I love looking
I
God.
glaze him like crazy. He's one of my mentors now, but I glaze him like crazy, dude.
Yeah, I always make jokes in his comments, like looking Giat.
He's a dude, bro. I love Logan so much. Right?
I know. So I remember the first call that we had together, and you were throwing around the idea of starting an anonymous X account and trying to grow it super fast. Have you done it, or if you haven't done it, how would you go about it?
I think I would do it differently, slightly differently at least. I wouldn't engage as much. I would just focus on the posts more. See, I mean, I'm relatively sure I could bring it up. Maybe not as fast. I think there's a certain side to being genuine as well, like showing that you're human, and you can't do that with an anonymous account, right? It's impossible. And if you show that
Mhm.
it's you, it's not a proper experiment because they know it's they're gonna ride off of it as well. So that doesn't work out as well. But I guess if I were to do it, I would get a friend to like just use his face so that it could be a
Selfies.
human. Yeah. Selfies, the profile picture itself. I would just use a friend as the person, and I would just act as myself, for it. Handle the comments and all that. I would definitely have to choose another brand, but right now I'm not sure exactly what I would go with for that. I think each person has their own trait or characteristic that they can follow the best, and it's hard for me to think of a second one for myself.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one's a bit weird. But I mean, it's definitely possible. X is in the end just a system. If you play it right, you will get the results. You just need to know how.
Yeah. Was there anything? I know that you said you commented a ton, you DM'd a ton. Is there anything unconventional, like or like secret that you did during your first couple weeks that landed you like multiple clients?
I just started something new. I mean, like I said, before me, no one have monetized that fast. And the people that start something new always end up making bank. So, definitely that was one of the things. Like people can try to learn and they can monetize just as fast. Like you monetize faster. But it's simply because you weren't the first to do it. It doesn't pay out as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being the trendsetter. That's like I said in the intro, like you are the trendsetter for so many of these amazing trends. It's crazy.
Nice.
Uh, I stumbled across one of your first ever value threads, which is funny because I think you're getting back into them now. It was a thread where you stole Ben Chan's authority as a hook, and then you slapped his face onto the thread. And then I think it was like 6 secrets to X growth. And then the 6 secrets were like long forms over short forms, experiment, spend 80% of your time on hooks, use how I versus how instead of how to, improve your writing, and then entertainment, not education. So, of these 6 growth tips, which are still good advice to follow for a beginner and in the new age of X?
Sometimes I don't even do number one. Jeez, I barely do long forms. Holy shit, I need to do that more. I've been doing like short and mid forms. I'm sure you see it. Like I don't do as many. Um, I
Yeah,
think at this point, as a beginner, you definitely want to listen to all of them. Actually, they're all still quite relevant. Um, yeah, definitely. I think it's how you do them that matters. Like obviously, like oh, do long forms, but if you don't know how to do long forms, if you don't know what to do them on, it still doesn't work out. You know that you do need some sort of
right.
guidance nonetheless. That's where the experimentation and stuff come in. Um, and trying new things, just improving your writing definitely matters to always expand. I think definitely that's where the mentor comes in. But if you don't have a mentor, you just have to try out on your own. I have a friend that like literally tried out for 14 months straight, like consistent posting and engaging until he like started growing. And
Yeah,
that is respect there. I would have given up
that
after
is
like
some
two,
respect.
like that's crazy.
Yeah, I think I literally had him on the podcast right before you.
Shit, for real? Who? Wait, what? Who?
You're talking about Anthony, right?
You had him on the pod? Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't even know.
I don't think it's published yet. I think it's getting
Oh, no
published today,
wonder, no
actually.
wonder. You're
Yeah.
talking about it. Yeah, that one's gonna be a good story, dude. Because that is like crazy.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was.
That dedication, like you don't see that like within like anybody really. Like to stick to something that didn't work for 14 months, that's just crazy.
This while seeing everyone else shoot up, right? He's been on longer than Ben has. Even like he's been on longer than Audrey Lowe, dude. Audrey Lowe.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I
wild.
saw one of his
What?
tweets.
I would have given up. I don't know how he did that. That one.
Yeah, it's good. Like his story just before he even started is kind of why he's able to be so consistent. It's because like his life's been hard and
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. That
yeah,
one's
he
crazy.
just like applies his discipline to X. It's
Yeah,
pretty
like
wild.
I
And
think
so
yeah, if he had like the 6 tips and if he had listened to me earlier, he would have done
uh-huh.
better, definitely.
So you mentioned improve your writing, but I guess it's kind of like good advice, but how exactly do you improve your writing? Is it something that you learn from other people or do you just like reread your own stuff?
I mean, obviously, if you can learn from other people, that would be great. I think once you know the principles, there are like certain principles that you do have to follow, like the basic, like oh, the hook, what to write, even. Then you can kind of make your way along. You can improvise while staying within the guidelines and just trying new things that will still either way do fine. It's just like whether they do amazing, and you can experiment for your clients as well. That's another good thing about having the mentors that they're also experimenting 24/7, and the more mentors you get, not saying you should get a lot, but like the more you have, the more input you get, and yeah, money definitely helps.
Yeah, but for someone that doesn't have money, this is kind of a one of the hardest things I struggled with at least because I came from school where like I was super academically focused. So I was writing kind of like longer sentences, like super complex stuff. And whenever I came to X, I realized that like, people don't have very short attention spans. And so how did you kind of like did you have that same problem or did you just kind of just adjust your writing style accordingly?
Okay, amusingly, like I used to like write a shit ton. I was like the kid that used to write stories and all that.
Yeah.
I hopped onto X and I saw like posts and I knew instantly, obviously like these are working. I'm not gonna be able to do what I normally do. And my mentor Ben, he has material that he gives to all the clients. I didn't even read them, which was slightly retarded because I read them like later on.
So
I read a
rude.
little bit later on, and I was like, oh shit, I should be like doing this. But like at the start, I really just winged it on my own, and it kind of like did pretty decent. So it really was just like not copy paste, but looking at others and figuring out what are the similarities between those doing well. You know, basic like double line spacing, the staircase, the hooks, all that. It's quite easy to at least pick up some. I know a lot of people on the platform, if they just looked at what was working and what wasn't, they would be able to improve. But they're just not, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, I don't have a mentor, I don't have money," you know. But you don't need one yet. Just like look at what you're doing, bro. It's not that deep.
Yeah, I think the biggest struggle is not necessarily the fact that you don't have people telling you exactly what to do. It's like whenever you're starting out, you don't need that exactly. I think fundamentally just writing and putting it out there and then just like looking at what worked and what didn't is all you need to do. Like you really don't need a mentor from the get-go. Sure, it really helps. And the people that get insane results really quickly probably have a mentor. But like if you don't have the means to do it, I feel like it's still possible to pop off if you just study your writing.
Yeah, I think definitely it does. Honestly, the mentor mainly helps with like the broader picture. Like right now, the main thing that I'm doing for my clients, obviously I'm helping them with the writing, but it's really showing them how to go from like point A to point B. Not like, oh, every post you come to me, which I do help them with, but it's more like, okay, how are we gonna take your account from like A to B? What few things will we need to hit, you know, and what's the game plan for it? And then after the writing just supplements and moves you through that game plan.
And so whenever someone reads John Chan's post, they know that it's John Chan. So how do you think that a beginner who has boring writing, like at least whenever I came in, my writing was really boring. What advice do you have for like someone like that to kind of develop their own unique style that people come to know them for?
I mean, the style that depends. I think there's a lot of factors towards it. Some could be how you talk in real life. I try to mirror that a bit here and there, you know, slide in a few words that I would use or a tone that I would use. Um, I think there's also generally just basing off of a few creators that you like, you know, combining them together. There's also
Mm-hmm.
things I'm branding, dude. There are a
Branding.
few things that you can be known for, depending how you write, and yeah, if you do it right, people remember you for them. Every time you use them, it's remembered as yours. I know Ben did one thing really well, where he started this hook. You know, it was his first viral post where he said the hook was "So there's this girl," and that
Uh-huh.
one it blew up like crazy back then. And it became known as Ben's hook. So much so that when people copied him, used the hook over and over because loads of people did. Right, it's a relatable hook. You know,
Uh-huh.
everyone can use it.
Yeah, right.
He would get hundreds of DMs just sending the post to him saying like, "Yo, this guy copied. You know, this guy stole it from you." Duh. And every time Ben did like a 3-part series where he did the hook multiple times, and he did like 3 parts, and he ended the like on the third part, and every single time they perform like insanely well, and that can be known as his style, I guess. There are just
Mhm.
loads of different mini trends that you can start. Like every mid form that you see nowadays actually starts from Ben, which is actually retarded because like that's all I know, dude. But like all the I did something, you know, and then the 3 bullet points, and then the whatever like I hit 1,000 followers in 69 days, you know, with no paid retweets, without follow for follow, without engaging 24/7. You know, that's the bullet points. How did I do it? You know, that's Ben's style. He was the one that created all this stuff, which makes it hard because everyone uses it now. But yeah, you combine a bunch of different styles because he combined a few people as well and created it. So it's definitely a mix between just you as a person, just writing yourself out, and taking what's already working and just blending it together.
I love that actually. Just like writing like you talk. It's obviously very generic advice, but if you just whenever you're writing, just think about how you'd say it in real life to someone else. It is literally impossible to not be your own style because that's how you'd say it. Yeah, it's that simple, I'd say. And then obviously like look around at like the trends and then don't necessarily copy them. I mean they're working, but just add your own little spin to it. And not only is it leveraging like the success of the framework, but then it's also adding your personality to it. So it's unique and it's you. Yeah, it's super, super powerful, I think, to have your own little style of writing. So on the thread, I went through some of the comments because I wanted to see like who was following you and like who was kind of like sticking with you. And I think you'll really like these. This is some crazy foreshadowing, by the way, because the sixth tip was entertainment over education. And then Julian commented, "That is some solid advice, dude. Thanks for that. I'll definitely be using it."
It's funny because when I got Julian on, I knew that his brand would end up something like that. I had that in mind. I purposely got him on simply because I know that he is someone that can do a brand really strong. So I wasn't sure that it would become exactly entertainment. I had a few ideas in mind, but that was definitely a good one that worked out very well.
And then Noah said, "This Noah was your first follower,"
Noah's my first
and he
follower, dude.
said, "This is super
I
helpful.
love Noah.
Thanks, John, for putting this out there." I know I love Noah too,
He's a
dude.
G, bro.
I think he's winning right now too. He's got clients and stuff now.
Yeah. He does. What was it? Web design.
Yeah. And then Ben Chan said, "This guy seems cool." I don't know if he was referring to you or to himself, but
Himself. Yeah, he was
that's
referring to
pretty
himself,
well.
dude.
uh, I guess it seems like you were very well connected with like some very big names now, as a beginner. So, what advice do you have for like a small creator that has no friends, no online connections when it comes to like networking and meeting new people?
You need to show value in some way. Um, show value, show that you know what you're doing, so you're not wasting their time. Because the only reason they would actually give you any time is if you can do something, not do something for them, but if you're worth it. I only managed to reach out to like Arnie Ho when I had like couple hundred followers, and I was blowing up already. So I had to get results first before I could get any support. I know I helped people like Vishnu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like talked to him way back when I was smaller, and I gave him like not advice, but I told him about how mentorship would work, how he should be doing it, because he wanted to get into mentorships, right? And I was someone inside one, so I could give him some advice that way, and I provided some value, and now like we're chill. There are loads of guys that
Yeah.
I'm helping or I have helped out, and they're all big guys, or more followers, and if you give some sort of value or you make it like entertaining or worth their time, they would definitely stop by to help you. But they have VAs, so that one's a bit of a problem. So you need to be seen around by
Uh-huh.
them. I know I recently got another mentor. He's off of X right now. He got banned after a giveaway, which is quite funny. But when I texted him off of X, he said, "Oh yeah, I saw you like before I left." He saw me blowing up. He said you were at like 400 plus followers and you're making money. You're starting all this thing, that thing. And I was like, "Shit, that's that." And then he took me on very happily. And I only managed to get in connection with him simply because he actually saw me like doing well. So you want people to see you and so like at least know a bit of you. You don't want like you DMing them to be their first time because they will not care. They have better things to do, bro. Arnie Ho is making like 60K
Right.
a month, bro. He's not gonna talk to you with your like 40 followers.
Yeah, I will say that Arnie DM'd me.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah,
Arnie is
he's a really cool
yeah,
guy.
yeah. He actually is. He's a dad, right? So fair enough. He will be.
I know.
Yeah.
I know you just did a post about that actually.
Oh, fair. That's cool.
I love the branding of his profile
I
now. It's
know,
so
right, dude.
authentic.
I made a whole post about that. I was like, again, that was. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, forget about putting authenticity, like the words on your banner, whenever you can literally just like have your baby, your son all in your banner. Like that's the most authentic you can be.
I just
Yeah,
realized that.
so
Oh shit!
what's up?
I just realized that made sense. Like about being authentic. Oh, I'm retarded. Oh my gosh, I should have put that in the post. Oh, that's so.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
I think he was just like, oh, an actual personal brand. That's like, it's nice that he's not part of the banner gurus anymore. I didn't even realize that it was being authentic. That's the biggest big brain play I've ever seen. Holy shit, that was hilarious. I can't lie. I was like, okay, dude, come on, man. Bro, that post is crazy though, low-key. I'm just looking at like the latest post. I was like, dude, so they have been cooking hard, bro. Like, I've realized
Yeah.
something new about branding this morning, and I like instantly like did it up. And I sent it to all my clients. I was like, guys, look at this shit, bro. And then I was like, yo, I'm cooking, right? And then I was like, yo, wait. And then I did today's post, and I was like, dude, I'm cooking so hard. Today's just fucking like banger after banger. You know what would be great if I can study well later, because school starts in like 4 days. Oh fuck! It starts in 4 days. Oh shit.
Dude, wait, school starts for me in 4 days
You
too.
as well.
It's so
Fuck.
scary. Yeah, I'm not excited for it.
Same.
But what did you figure out about branding, or is it like proprietary?
Generally, okay, in one line, everything is your brand, and I'm saying like everything.
Everything, everything is your brand. That's very true and very ominous. So as I was stalking one of your OG posts, I came across one of your first brands. And so you were around like 50 followers and you still had the same purple color scheme, which you've never changed. And the mantra was grow without trying. And your bio was psychology student. I hope people grow their personal brand without trying. Unnaturally handsome. I still remember seeing that branding, that exact branding, whenever I first got here. And I was like, this guy's probably going places. And just because of the fact that you literally stood out from everybody, like nobody else had your branding and nobody else had your results. And so now that you're sitting at over like 1,000 followers, 3K a month, multiple, like double digit clients,
Oh,
what
now
would
it's
you
single
rate
digit. I'll tick off
your
too many. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, now you're saying, but at some point you had double it, which is
Yeah.
crazy. What would you rate your OG brand on a scale of 1 to 10, and explain what you would have done differently?
Um, shit. Let me remember that exactly. Honestly, shit, it's fucking fire, dude. Uh, if I were to start over, honestly, that would be one of the choices I would make. Now that I know how to grow without engaging, it simply didn't fit at the moment because I had engaging back then. But it's actually pretty solid. I would have changed the bio up. Psychology student isn't very strong. I simply did it because I had no results to
Mhm.
show. It helped. I had a few people talk about it, and some people mentioned it, and some people said like, "Yo, did it genuinely help?" And it actually did. Amusingly, I didn't think it would, but it actually did help in the end. Yeah, honestly, that brand is like pretty. Jeez. Now that you mention it, yeah, that's like a solid 8 out of 10, bro. Like that can go
What?
far. You
Okay,
don't
okay.
understand. Yeah, 'cause
I
that's good for
know.
monetization actually. Like hella good for like scaling and like high ticketing. Hmm.
And yeah, if you just like leverage your results and say you did it without even trying, people would be like, I want that. I want those results.
Yo, actually, okay, I need
Get
to
you
talk to
thinking.
someone about this. Damn.
Yeah. Oh dang. So an 8 out of 10. What would make it a 10 out of 10? What little thing would you tweak
Authority.
to make it that much better?
Yeah,
Authority?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
How?
yeah. Get the authority in the bio. I didn't have any authority. Like if I were to use that right now, plug my authority. It's fucking 10 out of 10, bro. That's it. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Like that's all you need. I guess it could be. It's not. Okay, there are a few things that are better. That like branding is like overarching. Storytelling is overarching. But there are a few things that like you just can't like replicate. There are limited number of like quote unquote infinity stones. Without trying isn't one, but it's simply so strong that it might as well be a 10 out of 10. It just can't be improved.
So you touched upon authority, and I guess like me and you, we both had authority right off the get go because of our really quick
Yeah.
results and like getting clients super early. But for most people, they don't have those. So what advice would you have for a beginner that didn't have the initial pop off at the beginning, to like establish authority? Like, what are some of the ways that you go about it?
There's this guy, Michael Brown, who's doing this really well actually. He's worked in sales, so his company, he's dealt with like billionaire clients, and he's generated like what $3.8 million in sales for his clients. But it's not even on X, right? At the same time, he's phrasing it in a way that
Mhm.
gives him authority off of X, and he's bringing it to X, and that is done like impeccably. Like when I think authority, even though he only has like less than 500 followers, when I think authority, I think of him instantly. Like compared to any of these guys on here, I would rather go to him. And I think there is a way to leverage real life authority as well, and bring it over to X. Definitely.
All right, John, let's talk business, the juicy stuff. This tweet pretty much sums up your wild first week on X. I just signed my first paying client in 7 days on X. It's too easy. Just build authority. I reached 100 followers in less than a week as well. No brainer, he'd pay me. So now the real question, how did I grow so fast? In 12 hours, you'll have all my secrets, long form coming soon.
Wait,
Watch
was
me.
that the picture which I was looking at the camera, or um was I on a plane,
I don't
or
know
was it
how.
like white
I
shirt?
think that was the one you were looking at the camera.
Was I on a plane or no? Like, did I have the jacket
I
on
don't
or
I
just
don't
white shirt?
remember. I don't remember.
Shit, because if that was the one, right? If I'm thinking about the correct one, that post got more views than the long form itself, which was retarded.
It got like 2,800 views. I don't know if
2800.
that was
That's it.
a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait, where is it? Oh wait, oh long form. Oh wait, oh okay, wrong one. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, 2,800 views. That's still really good.
Yeah.
And so, was this really the case? Like, was it no effort at all, or were you actually like super excited about getting your first paying client? And like, what were the emotions like running through your head when you got that Stripe notification?
I have a video of it, bro. Me and Ben were like up at like 9 or something. We were like, yo, down in our like study, and we were like, yo, dude. And we like had like videos. It was so dumb. Um, yeah, I was hyped because I've been trying to get Wi-Fi money for like 3 years straight. I've never made a cent. So like this was crazy.
Yeah, I wish I recorded my first time making the first Wi-Fi dollar.
Yeah, it was
But like,
worth
I'm
it.
not gonna lie, like, yeah, it was so hype.
Shit was fire, low key.
Yeah, I was talking to Julian actually. I was talking to Julian about like his first reaction to it. And it was pretty, and Anthony too. Oh my gosh, Anthony, his reaction was crazy.
Yeah, Anthony is. I mean, he better have a crazy reaction, dude. If he didn't have a crazy reaction after like so long, right, dude? That's sad.
Yeah. Okay, John. So it seems like you were posting about client results before posting client results were even a trend. In fact, your first paying client nearly doubled their followers and tripled their views on their posts. And then the post you made literally a couple hours ago, you got a client 355K impressions on one post. Those are some hella good
Yes, sir.
results.
Always do.
So, what advice do you have for entrepreneurs, especially coaches and mentors, who are struggling to deliver results for clients, which is shockingly common? Is it their fault or is it the client's fault? And what are some actionable steps that they can take, like right now as you're listening to the podcast, to get more results for their clients?
Think about their fault or the client's fault. It really depends on whether it's a do for you service or like a do with you, right? And for me, it's a do with you. So it can be really hard to like get clients results sometimes if they don't listen, which is also shockingly common, even though they pay you. So I think the main point, obviously, if they're coming to you, if you haven't scammed them or you haven't like tricked them in any way, you've gotten results, right? So
Yeah.
the main problem would be getting them to listen to you. So it would be then taking the initiative to reach out to them. Some clients of mine, I'd actually go through like every single post with them and like tweak it up, change it, and like I think every there's some portion of every day where I'm always thinking, how can I make this client do better? What can we change here and there? And the instant I have any ideas, I'll send them like a video straight away or like link them a message or something. And my clients know me as the guy that like replies the fastest. I know like if you take people like Sean Canada, they can take like a day to reply, and that's for their one-on-one, not even their cohort, right? Meanwhile, if you
What?
take Ben is already considered one of the fast guys. He answers in like he checks Telegram every 2 hours, and that's considered fast. I'm just on Telegram. Like I don't go out. I'm lazy, so I'm at home. So I have my Telegram just lying open. So the instant someone texts, like my clients will be like, "Yo, don't know if you're busy." That's one message, and they'll be typing, and I'll say, "Yo, what's up?" Before the next message comes in. So like they know that I'm like really fast to reply, so they're fine with coming to me with all their posts to like review and all that. And I've gotten feedback from quite a few of them. Like, there's one guy that's been with both Arnie and Sean, right? And he was telling me, like, I find it so much easier to go to you simply because I view you as a friend, not as like someone like way higher above, And that's the goal, definitely. You want them to be able to come to you so that you can get them results. Because in the end, it's not about you. You have to be in it to help them, or else you won't go far.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that you mentioned the friend part because whenever you're looking for a mentor, you probably don't want to go after someone like Audrey Lowe if you're a beginner because she can't really help you, and like the mentorship won't be as chill. It won't be so intimate, right? But if you go to someone like you, who has like the most crazy fast reply rates, and it's just like Jon Chan, like you just like love your clients, you just put in an insane amount of work for your clients, like that is who you want to be mentored by. You don't want to be mentored by a guy that takes like a day to respond to your Telegram messages.
There was one
You want the guy that's like
yeah.
going through your posts, every single one of your posts.
There was one guy that
Yeah.
mentioned that actually he was saying like he regretted going with Sean and he should have gone with me or like Martin instead, simply because we are closer, to his level and we would reply faster and like we might understand his problems better.
Yeah. And plus, like, y'all just chill to be around. So, like, I'd rather work with you than someone that I don't feel exactly comfortable around, right? Someone like Arnie, right, is like so big, I'm like kind of shaking whenever I'm talking to him because I don't want to like waste his time or I don't want to like sound.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think at
Uh,
some point you do get used to it because you already like kind of know, right? Really, you go to them for like 4 questions at most. Like I know Ben's still with Sean, and he goes to him like 4 or 5 questions a month. That's it, bro. But like he's paying the entire thing, and it's those are like the needle movers. So it's at that point you might as well go for like a high mentor. But for now, go for someone lower, bro. It's not that deep.
exactly. Yeah. John, you've mentioned or sort of flexed in many of your posts about how you are managing to land rich business owners as clients. I know that most of these guys are inbounds, but what advice would you have for anybody trying to land clients to acquire these higher paying and higher quality clients?
Find what they want, give it to them. Show that you can give it to them at least. I know one of my guys, right? He shocked me. I was like terrified when he told me this. He's a business owner, right? And his client is a 9-figure client. You know, that's $100 million a year. And I heard that I was like, that number one, that's crazy, right? That's cool.
Wow.
And he told me something else, which he brought them from 0 to 100 million in a year, a single year, one shot, just 0 to 9 figures in 1 year. I just said that. I was like,
Huh?
dude, wait. So I found out who the client was, and like I talked to a few of my friends about it. They know like that company. I was just like, dude, holy shit, what? That's actually a thing. And I was like, dog. Um, but yeah, to land these kind of clients, you just need to figure out if they were buying from you, what problem do they want solved, and then you need to show, since all of my I don't do any outreach, right? So I focus more on the inbound side. You need to show like that you can solve that problem, and that you are the person to go to for that. And yeah, they come pouring in.
Hmm.
Like I said, the other time I specifically wanted to get business owners in. I did 2 posts, landed a new one in inbound. So it definitely works if you can just like idealize your ICP and target them.
Mm. How did you come up with your business owner ICP?
I haven't finalized what their driving factor would be, but I'm specifically aiming for 9 to 5ers. Right now, I have a few people that I'm working with for that, and they seem to be doing well. I enjoy working with them, and they have a bit more life experience, I guess. They have some stuff to talk about. They're a bit more mature. I just tend to like that kind of
Uh-huh.
thing. So I am aiming for that, and it's great because they have money, and um I've learned how to grow without engaging. My guys
Hmm.
also don't really do it. Some of them do like 15 minutes before post, 15 minutes after, but aside from that they really don't. So it's definitely like a tried method.
Yeah, I don't really engage anymore. It's probably because I'm
I know what you
lazy.
mean. Yeah.
Like I
So
don't,
I
I don't
think
really feel
I'm
like doing
definitely a pretty
it.
decent guy to go to for this kind of thing. I'm just waiting for one of my clients to get something. I believe he might get some pretty insane results in a bit. We're still waiting for that final confirmation. If that happens, I am expanding, upping my prices and expanding. That'll be lit.
Heck yeah, dude. So let's talk about kind of a controversial thing. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people hating on like X growth and like the whole guru pyramid scheme thing. And so, what are your thoughts on that? And where do you kind of see the future of
I
mentorship
mean,
and
I had a
coaching
problem
going?
with the whole pyramid thing as well. I was like, shit, dude, I can't be like doing this. It's like fucking, I just teach the same people. They teach people below. I was like, this is fucking retarded. Um, but I made sure that at least half of my clients were different services, And I was like, okay, this is not too bad. I'm genuinely helping people that aren't in this kind of thing. So I've got some people like ghostwriting clients. Like I've worked with AI people, some design agency guys, focus coach, all that kind of things. So it's quite a broad range, And I still do the X growth side as well. I think there are
Mhm.
definitely things in it that are problematic. Like I know this guy, right? I think you might know him too. I think I mentioned him to you the other day. There are people that just straight up lie about their results, and um,
Oh,
amusingly, I
yeah.
actually managed to get him to change it. I like commented under his post, right? I said like this bullshit, bro, and I sent like screenshots, and people found my comment under his post. Like there was like
What?
1,700 follower guy that found it, and then loads of people were commenting under my comment. They were like, "Dude, this is crazy, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he deleted that post. He changed his bio. And I was like, "Yo." But you see, the problem is once they lie, right? They might lie in the future, and like if they change it, people won't know. So they might not be ready. He could genuinely scam someone in the future if he's willing to lie about his own results. He could lie about client results. He could lie about a shit ton of things, and it's very easy to scam someone the instant you start lying. I think there are also people that phrase their words differently and twist. So like on paper you can say, "Oh, I didn't lie," but at the same time, it does create a false idea. Like I know this guy right now; he's doing pretty well. He's almost 1,000 followers as of time of recording, and he says he landed 10 paying clients in 2 weeks. But every screenshot that he sends is a blurred Stripe payment with only the
Oh.
first digit shown, and every single one of them is $10 to $20 calls. So none of them are actually like clients. But at the same time, he says, "Oh yeah, I landed all this," and he hasn't actually landed like even a three figure yet. So he gave it away, unfortunately, by saying like, "Oh yeah, this month I want to hit my first four-figure month," and it's like if those weren't even like if any of those were like three figures, right, that would have cleared four figures easily. So and I know a few people that are like in the same cohort that he is, and they know that he hasn't made anything. So there is a lot of problems with the whole X thing right now. And some people, I mean, even if you call them out, they're gonna say, "Oh, it's fine. Let me do like I'm doing. They need to make money from it. I get it. I just my morals won't let me do that, so I try not to. Uh, it's a bit hard now. You can say because of me, right? Okay, that was my fault because I started the whole like cheap client thing, right? Um, Now you have to specify whether it's high ticket or not, or else it doesn't really matter, right? And it's hard because everyone's high ticket definition is very different. Like I would define it closer to like at least from I would like it to range based on followers. So like some people call it 250, some people say 300, some people would say like I say for my level it would be about 600. For like Sean Canella, he says four figures. It's all very different. So even if you say high ticket, it's massive differences for everyone. So there are loads of problems with the whole X growth side. I think it's very hard to excel in it unless you're genuinely taking a different angle, which is what branding's about, right? But at the same time, in
Mhm.
the long run, only a few people will emerge from the top, like those with the best brands. Like I'm sure you know Martin. I think Martin would definitely do it well, simply because he's expanding very far out
Mhm.
from the X growth side. He's really
Yeah.
taking on freelancers of like different services as well, and just helping them market the stuff. Meanwhile, like I plan to move out as well eventually. I'm working on a ghostwriting agency right now. I already have like a ghostwriting client signed, yeah, and I'm expanding to LinkedIn, doing some email marketing, landing page copywriting, and eventually I hope to mentor X growth people already doing well, but that actually want to like turn into a business and expand outside of just basic X growth. So that would be my angle to it. It's not just X growth; it's X growth. Take it further. So I think people with a different angle will succeed. Obviously, the top X
Mhm.
growth people will also succeed. Anyone below would just get killed off very fast.
Yeah, so like the bottom of the pyramid screwed, but then like if you've built yourself up enough and you have like a brand, right, like branding, and you have like some kind of unique angle to it. It's not just like another authority or authenticity or something like that. Just a basic brand. If you have something unique, I think like yeah, Martin's a great example, right? He was originally the speedrunner. He was the first one to do it. That worked. He popped off. And then now he's just like switched away from it because it's like too growthy. And so now he's doing a premium brand, which isn't like necessarily like the strongest thing in the world, but for him it makes sense because he became known as the guy that literally gave you the most valuable stuff in his long forms. And so I think it makes sense for his brand that, and it's like super unique to him. And it definitely appeals to like the freelancers that he is trying to kind of work with. So yeah, I think having the unique angle and then combining that with like some personality and like the knowledge that you've learned from X growth, and then just like pivoting or just expanding out a little bit exactly is the best way to go about it. And yeah, the pyramid scheme might be like everyone's handing on it, but I think everyone's kind of expanding out. Like even like the top dogs are starting to, you know, expand away from it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because we're always going to need people to teach growth because there's people coming into X every single day that want to grow their account. And so like we'll still need those people. But like the pyramid itself, I feel like I can see it starting to, you know, calm down a little bit. Like it's not as bad anymore.
Mm.
Where it's just coaches coaching coaches. It's more like people with different skill sets at different layers of the pyramid. It's almost like a cube now. It's not
I
like
like that actually.
super
A cube. That's a very,
pyramidy.
very good way to put it. I
So
don't
yeah,
think
I
anyone's
love
put it
that.
like that yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like, what advice would you have for someone that kind of has a basic brand? How do they find like their unique angle or like the unique thing that they can do that
Go
makes
to
them stand out
John.
from everyone else?
um,
Yeah, I heard that guy knows what he's doing.
then at the same time, you want something about yourself, like something that fits you. I've been trying to find. I found a okay. I'm not gonna say a method, but the thing that I found out this morning, right? I just sat there. I was like, "Holy shit!" It's like the next thing, right? It's not a brand. It's just a way to like conceptualize everything together really well, and it really sets it up so that everyone's brand is based around them, and at the same time, it can be made strong. Obviously, there are a few things that you want to like fit into. I think everyone has so many like brands that they can make about themselves, but only a few actually like will work properly. So that's where like a mentor would come in very well, obviously. Um, but I think yeah, you got to look at what you do right. I did a whole giveaway about this. You got to do
Mhm.
it about what you do right or like what you can improve on, because obviously I'm not the first person to do branding, right? But I definitely changed up a few things here and there and improved it. It got results, and people came to me for that. So if you can just improve it, whatever gets you results, that alone is good enough to be your brand. Because in the end, that's what people are coming to you for. So they better get results.
Yeah, I know so. And yeah, whenever I was first here on X, like with my second like this account, I struggled with the idea of like I had a limiting belief that I couldn't do something that someone else was doing. But the thing is like you did exactly that, right? Because people all like branding it's like 1,000 years old. Like people have done branding. It's been taught before. It's been coached before, and you just came in and just made it better. You made it like so much better that you became known as the branding guy. And I think that's like the biggest kind of hurdle you got to overcome. You got to realize that like you don't need to reinvent the wheel for your brand because like there's always something that you could add to it and make it a little bit more personal, make it a little bit more yourself. And that's okay. It doesn't need to be a completely new idea, like this whole magical idea that's going to change everything. I think simply put, just like find something that's already working and then put your own little spin onto it, improve it, make it even better, and then go all in on it. And if it doesn't work, then you can pivot away. And that's the biggest limiting belief I had that I had to make something new because otherwise I wouldn't stand out. So I think for a lot of beginners, that's the biggest struggle to just like figure out what it is I can do to stand
Yeah,
out,
exactly. I
and you
think I've
don't
seen a few
necessarily
people
need to
like doing the
reinvent the wheel.
same brand, but they just do it differently. Like Sean Canella does what's standing out, right? I've seen a few people doing it, and I know like another guy that's actually doing pretty well. He's one of my clients. I know another guy that's doing pretty well. He just landed like two clients. I'm not saying like $10 cost, no actual clients. So like as long as you do it differently, it works.
Right, exactly. And yeah, of course, your client's doing good, John. You made another tweet flexing more of your insane results. I signed 3 paying clients in 7 days on X. Stop using your timing, experience, following count as an excuse not to get clients and get monetized. If you need any help getting monetized, hit me up in the DMs. And so attached to the tweet, you had a screenshot of 225 SGD on your story. And so I guess the question is, regardless of niche, so it could be growth, it could be, I don't know, like focus or something, accountability, regardless of niche, whether it be X growth or Hello Kitty, if you had to monetize a personal brand at lower followers
See, the whole
again,
like
how would
teaching
you do
for
it?
X is so easy because you don't need to be the best. You just need to be one step ahead. Obviously pricing will range because of that, but like if you're a designer, for instance, you have to be like good. You can't just be, oh, I'm better than the client, so they should come to me. No, they're gonna go for someone that like knows the craft. Meanwhile, if you do this for something like X, you just have to be that little bit better than the clients, and they can come to you, which is what happened for me. So I think if you want to monetize fast, maybe not high ticket very fast, but if you want to monetize fast, X is definite. The whole basic money X is definitely the place to go for it. Time
1,000
that I was
views.
doing really well. Like I think the algorithm changed again after that. But back when I had like 250 to 300 followers, I'm sure you would have seen. No, 250 to about like 450. Yeah, my first month I was popping off, bro. I was getting like no, maybe like closer to 3 to like
Yeah.
5K views every single post. There was one period of time that I was getting to 150 to 200 comments every day. Like just responding to them was horrendous, dude. And I was like, oh shit, I need a
Wow.
VA, bro. I cannot do this. I burnt out so hard because of that, and I lost the momentum. And I was like, fuck, that's horrendous. But yeah, it definitely reached a point. I think that I was like the guy. I was one of the rising stars. I
Yeah.
think
Would you say you're still a rising star?
amusingly, I talked with Martin about this. There are like groups of 4 people on X. Four because like,
Mhm.
oh, two is not even a group. It's just a duo. Three, there always be one person left out. Four is perfect. It's a perfect number for a group. And there are a few like Ben has like Arnie and like a few other people. I know like Joshi Pasta. Yeah, he has his own group. I know.
I love
I don't know
Josh.
if you know Esther, that girl. She also has her own, and quite a few people have these like 4 person. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
I need one as well, dude. I want friends, bro. Give me some friends. Um, so I thought, okay, who would I go for? And at this point, I hadn't really talked to him. I thought of Martin because Martin he started before me. I think he's like over 10 days before me. I'm not too sure. And I went to him and I said, yo, let's do this four person group thing. And I talked to him about the concept and all that. He was like, dude, that's lit, let's do it. And I was like, okay, shit, so who should we have for our other 2 people? And he was like, they can't be just at our follow count or like money count, they have to be at our growth rate. That will be the main focus, be it followers, money, because we want in like 2 months, we want all of us to still be on the same level, you know. So he said, and
Mm.
I won't forget this like ever, dude. He was saying like the criteria will be that we're scared of them, scared that the instant we slack, they'll steal our clients. And I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. Yes, because I was scared of Martin because his profile picture looked menacing. And I was like, yeah, that's a great way to go about it. And we sat there and we were like,
You're the
so
new
so
one.
who are we scared of? We just sat there, we were like, shit, fucking no one, dude. Like, Jesus, there's really no one. Like, that shit sucks. So yeah, I would say there's a new generation of like, at least for the successful side, me and Martin are definitely part of that quote unquote new gen, I think no one in this new ones are doing as well as us. I wouldn't say I'm a rising star yet. I think you can only really tell in the future when you cement your place. I'm still at a deciding zone. There's like the bottom feeders where you have to like make your way up, But once you reach like my level right now, it's will you become a guy with followers or will you become one of those guys, like if you just say Ben Chan, you know his name, he's not just a guy with followers, but there are loads of people over 1,000 followers and you just don't know them because they have no brand, they have no story, they have no impact, they've just left nothing. They know the system, obviously they can help people grow, but they started nothing new, they really did nothing. So right now, if I can break out of that and I can become someone that people will remember, then I have become one of those quote unquote rising stars, if not, I just fade away into nothingness and leave behind a legacy that no one likes. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. My trends that I started both don't work in for long term.
Like the whole small money thing only works when you have like low followers, right? So no one cares in the future. And the whole like picture thingy,
Right.
that whole like side branding thing, it there's a certain way that it can go wrong, which is why I stopped it, and that left me again with nothing. That's why when I found this thing this morning, I was like, holy shit, dude. If I can start something new, that would be something else. That's exactly what I want to get. So, yeah, definitely I will be aiming to handle something like that. If I can make something new, I think Martin is doing better than me at this actually, simply because of his results and all that. I would say that he and I are still struggling in between the just a guy phase. But at least at this point, we are guy, like we're known. We just have to crack the code, come up with something new, and
Yeah.
then we will reach up there. I mean, like Sean Canella started the whole long form thing. Every like long form that you see with like the 3 points, that was his. That was his format. Ben started this whole mid form thing. All the I did this, blah blah blah. And Arnie started the whole selfies thing. So like each of them left their impact. That's why they are actually known in stuff. People like, I don't know if you know Evo Ribeiro. I don't know his name. Like he has like three
Yeah,
thousand
I
plus
know.
followers. He
Yeah.
should be up
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
like with them, right? No one talks about him. No one. Like he followed me. I didn't even follow back. Bro. I didn't know who the hell
Yeah.
this guy was. If I end up like that, I think that's an absolute waste. But ideally, right now is the testing zone. If I can break out of this testing zone, then yeah, I would be considered one of those rising stars.
I will say that as far as notoriety goes for your name, like people know John. Like whenever like mention to anybody in the space, they know you. Like if I talk about like John, Martin, Ben, they all know y'all's names. Like it's not like you're in that middle. I feel like you're still in that middle phase, like between being just another guy and like that guy. But people
Yeah,
know
yeah,
your name. Like trust
definitely.
me,
Right,
like
right
you
now
have
at
that
least, yeah.
notoriety. And yeah, and I wanted to ask. So you mentioned something about like what you figured, what your aha moment this morning, and so do you think that whatever you came up with is something that could have the potential to be like something you leave behind for a very long time, like something
I'm
very
not
long
sure, see,
term
because
that people could follow behind?
uh it's something I can. It's something revolutionary, that's for sure. But the question is, do I give it to X or do I give it to my clients? That is the main problem. So I'm trying to think of a way that can partially
Ooh,
split it in a way that one, it can become a trend, but at the same time, there's enough that I've saved for my clients that it's worth it to them, that I can give them something new that no one else gets. So I'm trying to break it down right now. I'm still like refining it. I like ran through it. I did it for myself and I was like, holy shit, this is the fucking genius shit, bro. So I need to rebrand soon. Not rebrand, but I'm changing my like profile picture, changing a few certain stuff. Yeah, changing my content a bit,
oh
and like
really?
this thing like hit me. I was like, dude, my brand sucks. Well, not sucks, but I can improve it. And there are a few more ways and things I have to refine to get it right. I might show what I've done, but I will help the clients do it for themselves as well. What, not how. Um, that might. I don't think it'll make a trend. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how it'll work, but if I can do it right, it could leave behind something massive. Definitely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't believe you're actually
I know,
changing
I
your
did.
profile
No,
picture.
I
It's
cut
like
my
the
hair.
OG profile
Frick,
picture.
damn it! I wanted my hair like longer. You saw like there were some pictures that I had that just looked so good, and then I had when
Yeah.
I went back to Singapore last month, I had a medical because Singapore has like what's it called national service. So I had to cut my hair for the medical so that they could take a
Uh-huh.
picture, all of that. And I was like, dude, fuck, man, she looked like fire, bro. That was like literally my ideal hairstyle. Like when I cut it, I was so sad, bro. I have some pictures that just like, bro, I can't believe I looked like that because that like, hold on, wait, let me show you one of the motherfucker flipping, bro. Jesus, bro, that looks so
Oh my
good, bro. Then you
goodness.
look at me and I was like, holy
Dude,
fuck.
it
I
looks
fell off, bro. Like,
yeah,
I fell off so high. I posted this picture,
luscious.
like the whole thing, and bro, I was looking cold as hell, bro.
Uh-huh.
It's messed up. It's
I know.
not bad, but
I mean, your hair doesn't look that bad
I
now.
need I need the back to
I
grow
don't think
out a
any
bit
hairstyle would
longer.
look bad
Then I
on you.
can. Then I'll take a new profile picture. I'll have to do it soon. I'll figure it out. A bit unfortunate. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned something that I wanted to talk about, but I forgot. It's okay. You're good. So at one point, you were working with 11 paying clients at one time. How do you balance the work with all of them, and how do you deliver the results to so
I'm
many?
addicted to X. That's literally like the answer for me. At that point, I was just like
Uh-huh.
going around, like all day, every day, I was just like helping them. Obviously, some like ask for help more than others, so I like help them, when they ask. Any free time was just spend like taking the initiative, like, yo, how's it going? Like, here's what you should do right now to like do better, and we just go back and forth. I know there was one client that was horrendous. He did I tell you about it? He sent me. I've sent him
I
78
don't think so.
messages throughout our time working together. He sent me 3.
Mhm.
He paid
Whoa.
me, dude. I don't
He paid
understand, dude.
you?
And 2 of those 3 messages was him saying, "Thank you so much. It's been like the best investment I've ever made. I like haven't been growing followers for a month straight, but then you broke me out of that duh." And then the other one's just like, the only thing he confirmed the call. No, he was saying like, "Oh shit, yeah, I can't call yet. I just lost my cat," something like that. It was something retarded. And then and then besides that, it was just me asking like, "Yo, we should call, like, do this.
What?
Can I help you? Like, is everything go all right? Like, why aren't you texting me?" Blah, blah. And I can see him reading it, bro. Like, I see the blue ticks, bro. I see it, and he's just not responding. To this day, I still don't understand. He hasn't like said anything. Like, he was so thankful, he was grateful, he loved it. And obviously, I got him out of a slump, and now, like, I'm so lost, dude. Like, to this day, I don't know why the fuck he didn't just reply. Like, it really isn't that hard, bro. It's not that hard. So, obviously, for some people, you can't get as many results, but like, he still got results just based off like my material and all that. Oh no.
That's crazy. That must mean like Richard is good. But that's not
I
crazy.
know,
Like
dude. It's
you
like I
watched
would literally
him
send like
ghost you.
three, like send
That's
3 messages,
crazy.
and you wait, and it's like, is he saying anything? And then like the next day he still doesn't say anything. You're like, what? And you just wait another day, and he's like, send one more message. Are you okay? Like, is everything all right? Like, did I fuck up or something? He just doesn't say anything. And I see him posting on X. I'm like, you just fucking reply. It's not that deep. No, no, I kicked
It's
him out like the
crazy.
instant
You're
I
not
got the
working together
opportunity, bro. I
anymore,
was like, okay, our
right?
month is done. Bye. And like, go away, bro. Like, I only like retain 4 clients, and those were the 4 that I wanted. Like, everyone that I've wanted to retain has retained so far. So like, it was fine that side.
Yeah. Okay. Another controversial topic that I would love to hear your
Oh
answer
dear.
on. I have a feeling I know what you're going to answer with, but in the entrepreneur and self improvement space, do you personally believe in work life balance? Be honest. Do you have balance in your life right now? And do you think it's necessary from like the perspective of entrepreneurship in general to have balance, or to just like go
I think the
all in on something
goal
and
is
just like
definitely to have
say F
balance. Right?
balance?
We're here for that. Like, if you're not aiming for that, then I mean, I guess you're just that addicted to the work and respect. You're definitely gonna go far, but that's not me. I'm here so that like in the future I can just like laze around at home, like maybe work an hour a day, and then go like MMA, and then go home and spend time with the wife, and then kids, and just have fun, and just do what I want. So that's ideal. At this point, I can literally spend less than an hour a day working, and I will continue earning however much I want to earn. I might even go up, just because I've systemized so much and I've like learned the system. But at the start, I definitely like spent like I had 20-hour days, that in my first month that I was just like locked the fucking. Like, I was like crazy, dude. Like 20 hours is that was the day that I earned that I had my first $1,000 day. That was beautiful. Um, I think
Yeah.
at some point you're probably gonna have to work quite a bit. It's just, when are you willing to do that? Ideally at the start, and then you systemize it, and then it kind of like levels out, which is where I'm at right now. So it's much easier. But think be prepared to lose that balance. Definitely, I was very prepared. I was in school, bro, for like my first month on X, and I was like putting these like hours just to get in like
Mhm.
enough. I had to like make my material because I like landed 4 clients in one day, right? And I was like, oh yeah, so I'm making material right now. One part will come out every day. I hadn't started, so like I landed 4 clients in one day. I was like, shit, cool. And then I had to like do that, yeah.
Yeah. I gotta get to
Yeah,
work.
so
Balance
balance
out the
is,
window.
don't expect it. If you can get it at the start, that's great. I think certain business models might be even better for that. But for X, be prepared to lose a few hours of sleep. Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of like the high performing like entrepreneurs and like just even like some professors and like politicians, they just do not believe in balance. Like they just think like they have to work all day long, that they have to do this. Like they're on a mission to like change the world or something. And they just like say F balance. Like I don't have balance. Like my family
To
life
be
is good.
fair,
Oh well. Like that's, I don't know if I agree with
if we're gonna
that.
say work
I
life
definitely
balance, right?
think
What
in
would
the,
you define as work life balance?
go
If we
ahead.
take the normal person, that's their 9 to 5, but they get what 8 hours of work in, they go home, they laze around for 3 hours, they sleep, or like they go out or something like that. So it's not a balance. They just get used to the idea of it, and they think that's a balance, but in reality, that's already like way more work than actual life. Even when you have life, you're just lazing around. You don't get to do much. You're just tired from work. So does work life balance really exist? It does, but if it does for anyone, it's for entrepreneurs. So yeah, I think if you got to be willing to sacrifice something at the start, might as well be a time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And since we're young, we have a lot of time and energy that doesn't cost us too much, right? We don't have like a family necessarily like right now to deal with. Um, on the topic of balance, there's this tweet that I really love that you wrote up about. Oh yeah, this was the trip that you took to Singapore um, to spend some time with old friends for a week. And so here it goes. I've been on X for 2.5 weeks, and I've signed 5 paying clients. But even in this time, I still had a week-long trip to visit some old friends. Never let money take you away from your loved ones. You can still make money while having time for the boys. I love that. So tell me about the experience hanging out with the boys, and what you were you thinking about business at
I
all
went back
during
to
the week, or
Singapore.
were you
That was
just
like the
enjoying the
week that I was
vibes?
gone, right? It was like okay, there was like 4 days, which was a church camp, youth church camp, and then before that was I was just hanging out with my girlfriend. Like the days before and after, I was just hanging out with my girlfriend because it's long distance, right? So I was back in Singapore. I was like, shit, bro, I ain't hang out with no one. Then during the camp, I was like, oh, let's all get together. And then after that, yeah, bye again. Like, let me go hang out with my girlfriend. But I think I really took time off at that point. I obviously I answered the DMs. I kind of only went on at night, and I only did like one post a day. So I really did like 15 minutes of work every day for that. I really try to stay off because I was genuinely enjoying myself. I think there's times to be locked in. There's times to be like, I don't know, locked out. Fuck is the other term. Um, I was quite locked out, and I nearly forgot to post sometimes. I had one guy text me actually, like, dude, like, do you forget to post? You missed your timing, and I was like, hey, shit. I just like, see, the good thing is, it takes me like 2 minutes to write a post,
What?
so like, I just like speed through, just write something quick, and I just post it. So it was great because I've been trying to earn Wi-Fi money for a while, and I had finally started earning, and my friends are really supportive. Girlfriend as well, they're all happy for me, and it was nice to take that time off because I hadn't seen them in like a couple months because I'm in Dubai, so it was nice to catch up while like life has changed a bit, and it was good before I like locked in on X again and like went crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Uh, so let's talk about arguably like your one of your biggest critical inflection points of your brand. So the pointing. I know that you're kind of going, you're stepping away from it, but I feel like it's worth talking about because it's just so legendary, even though it was kind of short lived. So to everyone listening, John is a trendsetter, and he started this thing where he took a selfie while he was pointing at the camera, and this was probably just him experimenting. So John, how did you kind of come up with the idea, and are you planning to like in some way stick to it, or I know that you said that you want to pivot away because it's like not super sustainable and
I started
scalable?
it off. It was an experiment, but I had a good idea in mind. Like definitely, I expected it to do something because number one, pointing. That's like how do you say it? And engaging. You engage the reader almost as if you're literally like with them right there. It stops the scrolling. It's a picture. Not only that, but it's commentable. I was pointing and I was pointing in like the most random places and positions. I remember the best one that I ever did was upside down. I think I really like that one. I have like a little, I don't even know what it is. Like you're supposed to like lie down and like just it's she's weird as hell.
Yeah, I don't know what that
And
thing is
I
either.
lay down upside down, and I pointed at the camera, and that one did really well. And not only was it commentable, but it's obviously really rememberable, and it just loads of people kept coming back and commenting on it, and just at that point, I wasn't reading posts. Like I would help my friends, like oh, if I saw their post, I would comment, just help with the engagement. But I wasn't gonna read that thing. That takes like 15 seconds of my time. I don't got that. I was just going right by. So when I thought about that, I thought if there's a picture, it's very easy for me to comment on friends' posts. I just comment about a picture. As long as there's something inside to comment about, I would just do it. So I use that logic for myself. And because of that, a lot of bigger guys saw it and they started commenting and they started seeing me and they started following. So it's very easy to remember the pointing guy. It stops you scrolling, you see it pointing, you comment, you leave. Another day later,
Right.
oh, the same guy's pointing, and you're like, oh yeah, I've seen this guy around, and just nails it in. So I started doing that a lot. But at the same time, it takes a little bit of authority. I think it's a bit childish to a certain level. And because of that, it's hard to aim for like 9 to 5ers. I had a friend actually, which is quite
Right.
funny. He's a ghostwriter, and one of his clients came to him and he said, "Oh yeah, can you?" Like obviously he was an inbound. He asked to join. He said, "I don't want these posts," and he put up my post with the pointing. And he specifically said, "I don't want these posts." And I was like, when my friend told me about that, I was like, "Dude, dog, yeah, maybe it's time to figure something else
What?
out." So I also didn't want to be constrained to pictures because pictures do help the post actually perform better based on like the codes and all that. I know a few of my friends have read through them and pictures give it a boost, but I didn't want to be constrained to that. I wanted my writing itself alone to be able to do something and just use pictures to supplement sometimes. So I took away the pointing. I think it's very easy to hop back in. I could do that very easily. If I was caring about the views, about the followers, I would do pointing, but it's here for business. I got to be able to teach my clients as well. So I don't want to do that. Although it is funny to see because loads of people try to do their own thing. I know one guy had a sword. One guy used golf balls. One guy did like fucking fist. That's it. He's so stupid, bro. Like, and he's trying to make it different, bro. Like, he literally did this, dude. Try to make it different, please. It's not that deep. And I asked him, like, dude, like, why not, like, do something different? It's quite clear that you're copying me. He's like, no, it's very different. There's no finger. I was like, bro, it's retarded, dude. Please, just like for your own sake, bro. And amusingly, he was one guy that challenged me to a race last time. I had like 100 followers. He had 200. He said, dude, let's race to 1,000. Obviously, I hit 1,000 before he hit 500. But yeah, so these people do exist. These people exist around, and it's like, I started this horrendous trend that people were just like clowning on themselves, honestly. Like I was taking it a bit too far. Some people were taking it far, dude. It was bad. Like some people were going like horrendous, and I was like, oh, maybe let's not do this. Ideally, I want to do something that people could replicate without looking stupid. So, yeah, I quit that, and now I found something new. Obviously, there are other aspects to branding besides just the pictures. And before I found something new, I could work on stuff already. As you've seen on my posts, my clients have been getting results. But now there's just something better. Another evolution to branding that I can really use to help my clients. Maybe use to help X. We'll see how.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think like it does come off as like less serious, and whenever you're trying to build a business, I get it for personal branding. Like it's kind of funny, to like do stupid stuff like pointing or banana into coffee. Like I think it's fine to do it if you're trying to like really focus on personal brand. But if you're trying to make like some real money, especially if your ICP is like some more mature people, like for you, maybe pointing at a camera and just like acting goofy is like not the best way to go about it. Um, I think just like it really comes down to fundamentals. Like if you're trying to build your ICP, like don't point at the camera, or don't like pull out a sword. Just like talk about client results, like prove that you know what you're doing. So whenever you were back in Singapore, there was a phase wherever you were like
Yeah.
hitting the gym and like running like I think it was 6 times a week.
Yeah, I'm actually still doing it.
So like, are you still doing that? Are you still consistent with it?
Because in Singapore, I was in a service apartment with my family, and like I had to share a bed with like Ben, and like you don't sleep well. Not only is it we're sharing a bed, but it's with Ben, so we're talking up to like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And there was the whole like timing, and like I was obviously trying to go out with friends and all that, so it was actually much harder to keep it up in Singapore. Now that it's back in Dubai, I'm locked in. I got my own desk, I got my own bed. The gym's like a little walk away only, so it's so much easier to do. Yeah, of course.
That's good to hear. Or do you still hate running?
Dude, no, okay, I will like it once winter comes.
Okay.
I had a blast.
Dude,
Hey, yeah, because I live right beside the desert, so I can
yes.
run. There's like a road that goes
Yeah.
into it. I used to do that. So right now I just have to do like treadmill, and it sucks. Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah. I hate the treadmill. Uh, so post giveaway, you had some trauma that you kind of dumped into a post that I found really funny and kind of relatable, I guess. Uh, I was dying, 3 hours of sleep, full days of locking in, sometimes no food for a day, just to do a giveaway. But now I finally finished with it. And now I can finally enjoy life again. Thanks for all the support on the giveaway, guys. Man, I need to sleep. And you were pointing at the
I
camera and you
literally
did
moved it
look
all
like you
night to
needed some
like
sleep for
one
real
of the
with
nights
that
before,
selfie.
just to finish up the giveaway and to like get all things going, so I didn't get banned.
Yeah. How did you enjoy life again
Went
after you
out with my
dropped the
girlfriend,
giveaway?
bro.
Like, how did you
I
recover?
did shit else, dude. I mean, right now she's having exams, and back then she was like studying real hard because she's a studying kind. So uh, we both don't have that much time. We didn't have that much time to like hang out, even though it was long distance, and I went back to Singapore for a month. Like we didn't hang out that much, but like I told her, okay, I've been working on this thing. Once I finish it up, let's go do something. So we went out hang, went out with the boys also, and I got right back to work. That's the life.
That's the life. But that's also, yeah, it sounds like a pretty good life, though, not gonna lie.
That's all we
Girlfriend,
need,
boys,
bro. That's all
business,
we
successful
need.
business at that.
At least right now.
Oh, yeah. All right, John. So, at least, yeah, at least right now. Right now, yeah.
Like,
Eventually, we want
yeah,
to get to
yeah,
that point
yeah,
where we can
exactly.
just
Look
like
at that one day.
relax
Yeah.
on a beach with the fam. So after seeing all your success in a short period of time on X, I can only imagine that you have some massive plans cooked up. And so I remember you talking one time on a call about, I think you actually mentioned it already, ghostwriting. So how's it going so far, and how do you plan
I mean, I've only
on,
been doing it for X, but I got
scaling it up?
mentors for like LinkedIn, like I mentioned. I just got one for like email marketing and landing page copywriting. So I'll be moving to that as well. I can charge much higher for that. And that'll be an agency model. I think I would get like VAs maybe to do for the clients. Those will be like the employee side. And then eventually, or well, not eventually. I'm starting on Instagram. I think I might have mentioned this to you before actually. Starting on Instagram, I hope to do Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I'll do like a do for you service over all platforms for like businesses. So that'll be like Instagram, YouTube,
Hmm.
TikTok, X, LinkedIn, emails, everything, and that can be a pretty big retainer for businesses. On the other hand, with the reach from Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, which is much bigger than X, I can start a school, low ticket school where I don't teach like a business model. I just teach like the skills itself for growing on each one of the platforms. And then if people are doing well, they actually want to
Hmm.
serious like get into it seriously, then there's the mentorship option. That's one side of it. Obviously, basic stuff outside, which is like investments and like real estate because I'm in Dubai, right? And obviously I want to start some other businesses outside. We're still
Hmm.
that'll be like way down the line, of course. Right now we're just figuring out X, keep scaling with the mentorship, and get the other social medias going.
Yeah. Besides X, like if you had to expand to one,
Instagram
only
easily.
one, which one would you go
That
all in on,
that
and why?
it's not as brain dead as TikTok. I think Instagram is still like savable. At the same time, I prefer short form content. It's
Yeah,
just
I
more
agree.
me. I can
Yeah.
have freedom there. I can express myself without having to spend like I don't know how long cooking up a video. It's so much easier to make a short form video go viral than it is for long form.
Yeah.
Mino Lee.
What kind of short form videos would you be making?
Yeah, we talked about him. Yeah, that guy. So it's all personal
Yeah, we
brand
talked
stuff.
about them. Yeah, yeah.
Not day in the life per se, but close enough to that while providing value at the same time. More like documenting the journey, of the journey with the business and studies, and then eventually turn into like an authority, and then spin it around and give value back.
Yeah, I think short form stuff about like just like nailing it in every single time, just like Middley does, like just
Yeah,
different kind of little short form videos, basically saying the same thing is how he's gotten so successful. And I
that's a
mean, you're
problem,
handsome,
dude.
so
My
like
face is so
you got that.
unsymmetrical. It pisses me off. Asymmetrical. Sorry. That's the word. Fucking. It's not
What
like
do you
I
mean
don't know how to say it.
asymmetrical?
I gotta stop smiling, but you can see it right now. Like my chin is like one sided. Mm, 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 mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I guess I kind of see it, but
The fucking difference, bro. It's horrendous. So like, no one notices.
I
Like
don't
when I
really
look in the
notice until you
mirror
point
and
it
what
out,
people
though.
see me as, very different. So like I will be editing my videos. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy, bro? And it's I would not be able to handle that. So I'm still like, we have to get used to it. I actually did Instagram and TikTok last time, but it was for a very different thing. I don't know if I mentioned this to you actually, but 75 hard. Oh, it's like 75-day challenge.
No.
Pardon? Yeah,
Is it
it's
the
a
clothing
challenge.
brand?
Oh no,
Never mind.
some
Never
like
mind.
pretty
I
intense
thought you were talking about
challenge
the
where it's
clothing
like
brand.
2 exercising periods a day. I can't remember how much water. I think wake up at a certain time. All these kind of stuff for like 75 days straight. And I did a little like not series, but I just like documented it there. I grew a bit, but when I watched back, the videos were shit, so I deleted it. But I like fell sick halfway, not like sick, but like I was doing like 4 hours of sleep again, just to keep up with this entire like challenge while in school. I tend to do this kind of shit a lot. But yeah, I've done it before, and I now I have a bit of a better grasp on it because of X. So I'm relatively confident. Shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, speaking of like your random obsessions, you're like 99% ahead of like almost all the creators. And so after stalking your social media for like 4 hours, I think I've found your secret. It's just that you're obsessed and you just love the game of just doing this business. And as a result, like you said, you can just write posts in 2 minutes and have them get multiple thousands of views. And this tweet, I feel like, kind of sums it up. It's a pretty recent one, actually, so you'll remember it. I know what to post. Most people struggle with post ideas, but not me. It only takes me 2 minutes to ideate and write them. How the heck do I do it so fast? Simple. I'm thinking about X 24/7. When you're obsessed, it's impossible to fail. And so, what would you say that obsession comes from? And do you think it's a personality trait, or is it something that you kind of just like fell in love
I'm quite
with
surprised as well,
as you
actually.
did the work?
See, I moved to Dubai like a year ago. I used to live in Singapore, right? And I used to be the whole degen, Valorant was one thing. Going out with the boys and just being like an idiot was another thing. I had a
Hmm.
job at when I was a teenager, and the job was like adult wages. So it was literally no curfew, money coming in, no school even for like a good year, and you have the boys, so you're just out doing degen shit. We're
Uh-huh.
like going random places, not breaking in, but like going into like abandoned houses and all that. And at that time, I definitely had no like discipline of any sort. My studies were pretty shit. I nearly failed like 3 subjects in GCSEs, so that was like really close call. Yeah, it's GCSEs, bro. Who fails that?
What?
So once I came to Dubai, I told myself, okay, like maybe for once in your life, let's lock in. Maybe, maybe. Um, Came out, school was like school. I've
Maybe.
shit at it. Suddenly pulling like top of the classes and all that. And then I was like, shit, let's hop on X, and I wanted money. So with the newfound discipline, you hop on X and it goes well.
Hmm.
And you're surprised as fuck. You're like, dude, what the hell? How is this working? And that just like fires you up and like drives you to like, yeah, get back into it more. And I've always been the kind to like think about something
Exactly.
24/7. Um, X just happens to be a thing right now. So throughout the entire day, I'm thinking, how can I help my clients? How can I do this? How can I get better? What can I do right now? And it translates very well. I think my writing itself is generally good. I've always been a writer. So ideating, letting the words flow, very simple. 2 minutes, post is done, very easy to do. I also just have a relatively good overview of the larger picture. So I don't have to struggle with content ideas. That's quite simple as well.
Hmm. Yeah, you just gotta get obsessed with it. Like once you get that first
Yeah,
little
definitely.
like carrot,
Those are
like the
all you need,
results,
bro. It's so
that's
good.
all you need, and then you can just get all in on it. But what advice do you have for a beginning entrepreneur that isn't 100% sure what business model to choose or what niche to go into to discover this obsession with their work and grow the balls to kind of go
Just
all in
try
on
them out.
something?
Really, just like experiment. I tried out so many things. Obviously, none of them worked. I think I have a better grasp of them now. If I were to do it again, I'm relatively sure I could see some success. But you want something that plays to your strengths, definitely. And I'm definitely slightly better than most people in the general writing sense. I can also handle clients relatively decently.
Hmm.
So this kind of job, I mean, I love helping people as well. So this kind of business model works very well.
But if you're not the kind to like want to show your face, if you're not the kind to like do a personal brand, things like drop shipping, those are fine. Just it's all you just need to know how. I think if you're obsessed with, if you have a good why, you have a reason to be obsessed. We'll get there one day. We'll get there one day.
Maybe making money, it doesn't really mean much at all. And yeah, I 100% agree. I think like for me, like all the success, all the money that I could be making, it's just like whatever. Even when I signed my first paying client, my first Wi-Fi money, like people kind of go crazy, right? It's like this huge amount. But for me, it was like, yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. There's much bigger things planned for the future. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the most handsome creator and entrepreneur on X, Jon Chan. This has been definitely one of my favorite episodes so far. I love talking to you, bro. The vibes are like chef's kiss.